A tentative trial date has been set for the former Dual County clerk accused of stealing $18,000 via fraudulent credit card transactions. KNEB.TV News starts right now.
From your trusted source for news in western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming, this is KNEB.TV News. Presented by Platte Valley Companies, premier provider of financial services.
Hello, I'm Ryan Murphy. This is KNEB.TV News, powered by Platte Valley Companies. Thanks for joining me. In our top story, the case against the former Dual County clerk accused of using a county credit card to rack up $18,000 worth of personal purchases resumed in court earlier this month. Polly Olson is charged with 3 counts of theft by unlawful taking stemming from activity that occurred between 2019 and 2021. Judge Patrick Heng rejected a change of venue motion at this point. The defense says due to Dual County's low population and allegations of theft of tax dollars, finding a jury of 12 who can fairly and impartially hear the case without wondering if their taxes are affected is unrealistic. Judge Heng disagreed and argued with the motion to change venue may be premature, as juror questionnaires have not even been sent out. A tentative 5-day jury trial has been set to begin the week of September 25th. Well, now that springtime weather is here, there's again the opportunity for residents to spring up the bluff. The Next Young Professionals will be hosting the 1.6-mile run up Scottsbluff National Monument's Summit Road on Saturday. Board President Amanda Otto says there will be 5 categories for participants to sign up for, ranging from kids to relay teams and runners aged 55 and up. She says registration cost is $20 and the proceeds will go back to the Scottsbluff National Monument.
So the Spring of the Bluff is a fun event we do each year to raise funds for the monument. As I'm sure you're aware, they don't charge any fees anymore. So this is a way for our community to give back to them, supplying a great landscape to be out and enjoy National Parks Week and celebrating what our area has to offer.
You can sign up in person on Saturday starting at 3:30 p.m. The race itself will begin at 4. We'll have more news right after this.
Swipe right, swipe left, endlessly searching. Finding the perfect match isn't always perfect, but it can be when it comes to finances. Nora found the perfect business loan. Jenny opened her first savings account. Grammy loves her checking account. We found a match for Wilson Farms. The Sandersons were matched with a mortgage. Regardless of your financial situation, Platte Valley Bank will match you with the perfect solution. Find your match at Platte Valley Bank.
Life Care promises us that we are looked after and taken care of properly.
If I didn't have life care, I would be probably scared to death about having enough money for when I got older or when I got sick.
Moving in here was an easy decision and in fact a no-brainer. I looked at it as actually buying long-term care insurance and in retrospect a good move.
One of the things that convinces me that we did the right thing is no matter what happens, we will constantly be taken care of.
The whole thing is just vital because you don't have to be worried about what's ahead for you. It's there, it's in black and white, and that's reassuring.
This is home. It has been from the day I moved in.
Welcome back. Wednesday was National Walk at Lunch Day, a time where people across the country are encouraged to get up and exercise over their lunch hour. Here in Scottsbluff, dozens of walkers were seen throughout the day living a healthy lifestyle. The CDC says walking is the most popular form of exercise, with 6 out of 10 people reporting walking at least once in the past week. Well, a new round of compliance checks by the Nebraska State Patrol in Scottsbluff County produced much better results compared to a similar enforcement effort last month. In a news release, NSP officials say compliance during the effort on April 15th was 100% among the 18 businesses checked, with every business checking ID. During a compliance effort last month, 6 of the 63 businesses in the county sold to minors for a failure rate of just under 10%, with 3 of the 6 selling to cooperating minors despite checking their identification. And a legal opinion issued by the Nebraska Attorney General's office would appear to blunt some of the arguments by opponents of the Heartbeat Act abortion limitation bill. In the opinion, AG Mike Hilgers and Solicitor General Eric Hamilton say given the language of LB 626 and existing state law, it would not be a crime if a doctor violated provisions of the abortion measure. However, a doctor doing so would be subject to sanction under the state's medical licensure statutes. The letter also says doctors performing an abortion would not run afoul of the proposed legislation if they meet the roughly 6-week limitation exceptions in case of rape, incest, or to save the mother's life.
Fly United Airlines, operated by SkyWest with Western Nebraska Regional Airport. United is dedicated to going the extra mile for you with daily flights to and from Denver, along with a commitment to excellent service. Reserve your flight today, and remember, United miles can be earned and redeemed with your flights. While at the airport, stop and enjoy authentic Italian food at Roma Italian Restaurant. Plus, Hertz Thrifty Car Rental is there for your car rental needs. Make life easier, relax, and get on board with Western Nebraska Regional Airport.
This is KNEB.TV Ag News from the FNBO Ag Desk. FNBO, the great big small bank.
We are here near York, Nebraska today, visiting with Jerry Stair. He is a farmer out here. We're getting a planting progress update of sorts. And Jerry, we're catching you a day where you did get a little moisture, but talk about what conditions have been coming into this year's growing season.
Powder dry, and it's just been getting worse as that wind blows all spring long. But thankfully we got about probably around 70 hundredths of rain in the last 2 days, and that has been a lifesaver.
Planting is underway for you so far. Size up where you're at with your progress.
We're approximately 75 to 80% right now. So
how are things going?
Normal, which for me, my situation is the first day you always have problems, and then you get going and things seem to work pretty good, but then as time goes on, there'll be something else happens. It's just the way it is, but it's not bad. And my son is a lot better at the electronic side of it than I am, and that's where most of the problems occur. So thankfully, we haven't had to call our main man this year. Brian's solved all of them for us, so.
That's good to hear. Let's back up a little bit. We talked about the dry conditions going into this year. Have you had to make any special considerations going into this planting season because of that?
We just keep going a little deeper every day, and right now we're planting corn at 2.5 inches, and then we've been, the row cleaners, which we haven't hardly used at all the last probably 4 or 5 years, we're using them extensively to make a path and get stuff out of the way and get down to good dirt. So. Or soil. Excuse me, it's soil. There's not dirt, it's soil. Excuse me.
One of the things I like about Nebraska is how unique it is from one end of the state to the other, even just small geographic changes. You see a big difference in how people go about their planting seasons. What kind of field work do you do here in the York area before entering with the planter?
Pretty much we're no-till. And I used to be 100% ridge till, and it was kind of evolved. If I have beans, well, we're 50 and 50-50. And basically on the bean ground, we no-till into it. And on the corn ground is basically, we'll hit it once with the cultivator and put up a ridge, and then we ridge plant on top of that. So that's where my beans go the next year.
You were sharing with me, you got a kind of a special project, doing a little bit of a trial with some dwarf corn. What is that all about?
Well, it's a seed corn company, and we've been putting in a plot for them the last few years, but they have some varieties, some new varieties coming out of a short dwarf type variety. So the rep is very excited about it. So it's going to be kind of fun to see how it turns out.
What's the hope? What are they hoping to accomplish with dwarf corn?
Well, I think the fact that hopefully standability. I'm sure you're not going to want to put it on real hilly ground because it's going to be tough to get it out of the field. But I can see some benefits. Like I said, stock quality should be one of them. It should be a lot harder to blow over a 3 or 4 foot stalk than 8 or 9 foot.
What follow up? That's a kind of a cool project to hear about.
I'll tell you more this fall.
That sounds good. Well, of course, everybody's hoping for continued rain at this point as planting is underway in Nebraska. What are you keeping your eye on? What are you most hopeful for besides rain this year?
Well, that old adage, I don't know, plant in the dust, the bins will bust. Yep. That's what I'm praying for this year because we are planting in the dust. It has really been, pretty, the conditions been kind of brutal this spring. The wind just does not quit, and it's like it blows from the south and piles up in the north, and then it has to come back and even out and go to the end. And maybe that's how the weather works. I don't have any idea, but what we're hoping for is that yes, we'll get some adequate moisture and maybe even more. I mean, hopefully we won't have to do much irrigating this year. Let's put it that way, because usually that's kind of the way it turns out when you have a terribly dry year, and it's been that way probably since last mid-June or July of last year. So we're always optimistic out here. That's the thing.
You have to be as a farmer, right?
Yes, otherwise you go crazy.
Comes with the territory. That is Jerry Stair joining us out here near York, Nebraska, as we get an update on planting progress thus far.
Logos in Gearing is the place to get all of your school spirit gear, personalized gifts, and promotional items for your business and employees and banners for any special event. Logos is also the only place to stop for custom screen printing or embroidery. You can even design it yourself on their interactive website. Stop into Logos today. They'll design it, print it, and have it to you in no time. There's no job too big or small for Logos. That's Logos in Gearing.
The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. We're local and we love our community. Well, let's take a peek at what's happening on your weekend community calendar. The community calendar is brought to you by Riverstone Bank. Community strong with the people you know and trust.
You deserve to have a building that will last for generations. With more than 110 years of experience and thousands of satisfied customers, Morton Buildings is the industry leader you can trust. If you're planning for a garage, farm shop, horse barn, storage building for your RV, boat, or collectibles, there's no better time to buy. Contact your local Morton sales office or visit mortonbuildings.com to get started today.
At Platte Valley Bank, we want to help you plan for tomorrow while you enjoy today. Our personalized trust services can help you do just that. You've worked hard to build your legacy, and you want to make sure that gets passed on for generations to come. We offer the professional guidance necessary to ensure that happens, according to your wishes. We pride ourselves in being friendly and professional while offering a highly tailored full line of trust and estate planning services to accommodate you. You belong here.
And finally tonight, final preparations are underway for the 2023 K&B Home and Garden Expo. The show will take place tomorrow, Saturday, April 29th at the Weborg 21 Center in Gering. And K&B Promotions Director Kendra Feather says there's something for everybody at the Expo with more than 40 vendors registered.
We have some vendors celebrating some milestones, so we're happy they're coming, to share that with us. Peaceful Prairie Nursery will be celebrating 25 years in business.
Nice.
Allo Communications, I believe, is 20. And we have over 40 vendors, good variety of mowers, windows, different things for your house. Maybe things that you've been thinking about, but, putting off, and it's time to do it. Time to pull the trigger.
Time to pull the trigger.
There will also be lots of great giveaways and drawings. Doors open at 9 and the Expo runs until 4. Well, that does it for us this time. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hope to see you out at the Expo. If not, we'll see you back here on Monday.